Alright, hey guys, it's me, Meteor. Here we're going to be doing Kirby Fighters. You guys went ahead and voted on which ability you wanted me to use. The votes are in, so let's go ahead and choose our ability. It's not Sword, Cutter, Beam, Parasol, Hammer, Bomb, Whip, Archer, but it actually is Fighter. Fitting ability for Kirby Fighters, must I add, and the difficulty is very hard. Gotta do it that way, that makes it the most fun. But, I actually was kind of disappointed with this choice because I am horrible with fighters, so, I'm horrible at fighting games in general, so this should be interesting to say the least. I mean, this guy is bomb here. This is just the first round here, and I'm getting pretty much destroyed and owned. I can't even get near the guy, so it's not looking very good for me. But if I can finally just get a hold on him, I should be able to do some good damage on him that way, because Fighter actually has some very good damage distribution. And I just kind of got rammed right into that cake. That kind of worked out for me quite nicely. And I dodged into the wrong direction. That's one thing about Kirby Fighters. If you don't dodge, you're pretty much screwed. You pretty much have to dodge and guard in this mode, otherwise you're screwed. So yeah, round 2 we have Beam. Now the rounds are actually completely random. You don't get the same abilities each time, no matter what ability you use. The only things that are the same. The first stage is actually based off of Kirby Deluxe. This one's actually based off of Bubbly Clouds. And why is that? Well, you'll see once we get our stage hazard in. It's Krako again! He doesn't have his giant driller thing going on in normal, but either way, Beam is doing some good damage. I think Beam's kind of a funny ability to use to actually fight up against in Bubbly Clouds. I think it's quite fitting, actually. I'm trying to get near him, but I can't do that. I'm just doing some good damage. Grab him. Come on, grab him. Grab him. Come on. Perfect. That was awesome. Just threw him right into that bomb. Oh, yeah. Good job, Kirby. You rock. I like his little Ryu headband style thing going on there. Quite nice. Now we have 2 Parasols. Now we're not just fighting one, we're fighting 2. However, they could also damage themselves in the process. This stage here is, of course, based off Kirby's Dream Land 3. The theme you're hearing right now is actually Ku's theme, which is kind of neat. Ku is an awesome character, by the way. And you'll actually see all the animal friends pick up as stage hazards in here. The first one is Ku, as you notice there in the background. He shoots out these little wings at you. And I'm getting pretty much wrecked pretty hard with that the guy just picked up a mint leaf and is destroying me horribly. There's Rick. Rick can breathe fire. And someone picked up an invincibility lollipop, so that's not going to be good, especially since he's pretty much at half health, technically, because you actually have 2 health bars in this game. Now, I don't see Kine, although it makes sense, because Kine's, a fish, but whatever. Either way, Rick, why have you betrayed me? I thought we were friends. Alright. So yeah, I'm actually showing the fails in here because, well, why not? If you notice that time there on the right, it actually, or rather the bottom screen technically, but it shows the time, and the time is actually added onto the fails too. The fails are added onto the same time. It doesn't just record your success once you continue. Either way, at a certain point, it probably makes more sense once you get them to a certain corner. Now, it's not always a very wise idea to actually get rid of their line of fire. It's never a good idea to do that, and I'm kind of in low health right now. But at this point, it's good to just spam this attack here. Charge up. Spam it. One more hit. And even though I was slowed down with that little spell thing, the little Kai Blast pretty much does the exact same thing. So now we have Sword and Whip in the next stage here. And this is actually based off of Lololo and La La La, which is kind of neat, kind of that little area there. And pretty much any version of Dreamland, I believe, Lololo and La La. Actually, I think this was actually originally the one from, well, I guess this one was actually based off the one from Superstar, actually, which is actually based off of Dreamland, which, either way. Yeah, even though Lololo and La 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 doesn't actually appear as bosses, they appear as little stage hazards, so that's kind of interesting. You could also kill him as well with your little Kai Blast there too. But either way, my strategy here is just stay in a corner and basically just spam the attack. Get him over there to the other side, grab this mint leaf, and he's pretty much going to die because I'm going to go ahead and pull him up against the wall. And he can't do anything about it except just die horribly. One last blast, and he's dead. Alright, so that round's finished. Yay! But now we're not just fighting 2 anymore. Now we're going to be fighting 3. All 3 ninjas. Woo. And this stage is actually on King DDD's little arena place that you fight on. So it's kind of cool. You see all the people in the background there. I wonder if I can find Mario and Luigi back there like they're normally hiding. I don't know, they probably are if I could look hard enough. I don't know, I don't see them actually looking for them. Either way, dodging is key. If you don't dodge, you're pretty much screwed, like I said. On the above there, you'll see King DD throwing hammers, oil cans, whatever, Waddle Dees at you. So it's probably better to stay at the bottom screen there, and actually dodge that quite nicely by doing a little kick attack thing. But I got grabbed there, and to stay over here, I'm just going to throw that bomb over there in the center, because that's probably where the enemy's going to be most spawning more than likely. I'm just going to stay over here, waiting for that thing to tick. Just going to float up here real quick. And they all hurt themselves terribly. Alright, so I'll leave just 1 ninja left. And he has to appear up in front of me at some point, so I'm going to go ahead and pretty much wait for it, and then charge up. Nope, that one missed. Try it again. And that's that. Alright. So only 2 more rounds to go. Hammer, Cutter, and Archer. So we have 3 of those guys. And this is actually based off of the factory level in Kirby 64. Quite nice, man. It's not. You haven't seen too many references to Kirby 64 actually in this game, if any. I mean, I've seen a remix of the final level in Kirby's 64 for the mini boss rush, but it's pretty much it. This is the only other reference to Kirby 64 there actually is, and I'm not kidding when I say that. I'll get more into that later. But either way, I'm just gonna just dodge way over here and twirl, and just spam this attack since they're over there far enough for me to actually blast this. Yeah, Fighter is very easy to abuse in these stages here. Probably one of the easier ones to abuse. And he's dead. What awaits us in the final round? Ooh, this is going to be interesting, guys. We have Fighter. That's right, it is pretty much essentially, which you will see, Shadow Kirby. By far, the hardest boss in all of Kirby. This stage here on Very Hard actually has no items. Items could spawn normally on this stage, but on Very Hard, there are no items. It's pretty much Fighter, no items, final destination. Anyway, basically, as you can tell, the computer here has an incredible amount of AI and is able to... I don't even know if it's humanly possible to even spam combos that well. I mean, I don't understand it. I mean, just look at that. I can't even really touch the guy. It's insane. Now, keep a good eye on that little timer back there on the right. Just keep an eye on that. Yeah, I got pretty owned. I'm not going to show all the fails I got for this. I'm just going to show a few just so you can get an idea of how overpowered freaking Shadow Kirby is. Especially with my terrible skill at fighting games. Doesn't really help too much. I mean, look at this. He's able to dodge like almost all my attacks, grab me with perfect succession. I can't even really get near him all too well. Even if I do some damage, I can never do enough to kill him. Also, you know, some people thought that maybe that little kick thing was like an abusive glitch. Nope, because the computer does it too. It knows exactly how to combo, which is kind of interesting. I mean, this is like Street Fighter. This is like Street Fighter meets Smash Brothers. It's kind of funny actually, just watching this. And I get owned. Took him down pretty low, but not low enough, unfortunately. All right, let's try this again. This time I'm not even getting any hits on him at all right here. He always like happens to be the like he can hit me with the slide kick so perfectly, but I can't even hit him at all with it. It's not even fair. Now you could think that you could actually lock him into the wall like that by like spamming the little punch thing like that against the wall. Nope, he breaks free of that. He doesn't allow you to do any more than like maybe 1/8 of damage doing that tactic. Now I could barely even grab him. He does the slide kick insane too. Alright, well that didn't work out either. Yeah, pretty much this is the hardest thing I've ever seen in a Kirby game, period, in terms of a boss. And I can't think of a harder boss at all. I mean, Galactonite and Meta Knight have nothing on this guy. I mean, this guy here, I like to imagine Shadow Kirby as how to play like the canon representation of how overpowered Kirby is whenever he fights these bosses. It's kind of funny. It's like Sword Shadow Kirby would essentially be like what would be essentially how Meta Knight feels. Meta Knight's like, Kirby, the time has come. Grab the sword for us. We should duel. And then Kirby grabs the sword and completely owns his life. That's essentially how I imagine this going. Shadow Kirby's like representation of that. All right. Now look at the magic time with the right. 22 minutes. I've been trying to tackle this guy. I've cut out most of the battles here, but my gosh, this guy is frustrating. Still not the most frustrating thing I've ever actually done in a Kirby Let's Play in my life. That will always go to Kirby Dream Land 3, Episode 10. The nightmares. But as you can tell, I'm doing some good damage to him and trying to dodge, but at the same time, he's doing equal amount of good damage to me at the same time. So even if I could actually, you pretty much have to do things perfectly here. Alright, got two uppercuts that way. It's gonna be a close match here. Come on. Try this. And then finally, that's it. After 22 minutes and 53 seconds, Shadow Kirby is finally defeated. So congratulations! Now, I may actually do the other abilities too, but there's no going to be any set schedule when I do those. This is going to be after the Let's Play is finished. I have some other projects I want to do beforehand. You can also see a little platinum medal there. Anyway, next time we'll actually be going off to doing DDD Tour, and I'll be trying to show off all the portals in that one to actually go for the best time. Either way, if you guys want to see me do more of these, vote again for your next ability I'm going to tackle. Anyway, see you guys next time.